No narration, cold open, surveillance audio only. On May 7th, 2025, a Florida mother discovered disturbing footage on her home surveillance cameras. After noticing unexplained injuries on her disabled daughter's face, she reviewed the recordings and contacted police. What she found can only be characterized as systematic abuse by a trusted caregiver. The victim is a paraplegic, non-verbal adult with cerebral palsy and severe visual impairment. She cannot speak, cannot defend herself, and can only resist. The caregiver, a licensed practical nurse employed through Aviana Healthcare for approximately 1 year, has been charged with aggravated abuse of a disabled adult, a first-degree felony carrying up to 30 years in prison.
Can you just step on the other side, the single chair?
Yes.
Thank you. Of course. So, again, as detailed as possible, just kind of get some information so that we can figure out what proper steps need to be taken moving forward from there. So,
we have good nurses. It's a shame.
It is. It is. So, if you need anything, just let one of them know. They'll help you out. And
Thank you.
we'll get from there, okay?
I'm kind of emotional a little bit.
I completely understand.
I'm trying.
I read the exact same way.
And I was sleeping because at night I cannot sleep much.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So that's Detective Turner. He's the lead investigator for this, okay? So he's assigned to this. He has some things that he needs to take care of, and we're just here helping, that's all. We're just
I
gonna
know
talk
you guys
today.
work together, and
So whenever he's done, he'll come in.
I appreciate what he's doing, what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
Of course. I do.
So we all have we read the initial report that the officer took. We saw some of the videos that were uploaded, and we just want to get a little bit more information. I know it had been mentioned that she had been working with your daughter for like a year,
Almost
maybe?
a year, like around this time, like April. April into May. I don't remember exact date. I didn't get to go that back because something in my mind was like, go back, more months to see if those days that my daughter got very congested or more sick would trigger something like that.
Of course.
Yeah. And this is April 2024?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, this is barely a year, if not the year right now, at this moment, at this time. Through the videos, I managed to by minutes to see what was the worst interactions and what happened in each, because it was a lot of times that how it's at night you see dark, but then there's interactions that are very, very clear and very meaningful for us.
Any interactions that we don't know about yet, like that? Because we have video of some.
All that you have contains all this. Because it was barely, for some reason, since I go to bed like at 9:30ish, 9:30 on, she stayed at it, going at it. Then pause for a minute if, I guess she sat down, then she would come back and be very upset, changing, like her voice was very mad to my daughter, and my daughter cannot, I know you guys, if you know or if you don't know, she doesn't speak for herself. She's quadriplegic, nonverbal since birth, cerebral palsy. Her sight is blurry, almost blind. So everything she goes by hearing, and she, at some point, she didn't know where the next thing was gonna come from. She couldn't defend herself, but to resist. That's what she did the whole time, resist and stay alive.
Yeah.
Did anybody from Avaya Healthcare reach out to you? Do you have any contact information?
Yeah, that day, when the thing is that this happened Friday into Saturday. My husband is let me go downstairs because it's 6:20, so she knows she can go. We're home. We don't have any nerves tonight or today, so it's on us. So he said, let me go ahead forward, go downstairs and relieve her.
Yeah.
When he goes down, the demeanor was horrible because he felt like, why is she upset? We know her. Why is she upset all of a sudden? She didn't acknowledge he was in the room, saying hi to my daughter. he was like, something is not right here.
Yeah.
And that gave him the gut feeling. So he kept going and telling me 3 times, like, we need to talk to that nurse. She's rough. She's acting her rough in front of me. And I said, really? And that's what triggered for us to start looking, because we trusted. And whenever I would talk to the camera, like, hey, I forgot something to tell you. Hey, I don't want to scare you, but I'm here.
Yeah.
But
So she knew that there was a camera.
Yes. I used to talk through the camera.
Mhm.
They know when they came. Aviana knows, the agency. I signed a document because they know I have cameras
Yeah.
stating, I don't remember what it is for, but like everybody's aware. All the nurses are aware. Other 2 nurses are great.
Mhm.
The mother explains her daughter's complete vulnerability. Born with cerebral palsy, paraplegic, nonverbal, and nearly blind, the victim experiences the world only through hearing and touch. She cannot see where contact will come from, cannot call for help, cannot push away an attacker. Under Florida law, individuals with such disabilities receive enhanced legal protections. The father's instinct first detected something wrong. Saturday morning, the caregiver seemed upset and dismissive. He noticed rough handling during a suctioning procedure. This gut feeling prompted the family to review the surveillance footage, a decision that would expose the abuse. The footage allegedly shows sustained, deliberate abuse throughout the night shift, the caregiver striking the victim, attempting to smother her with a rag, and repeatedly placing medical tape over her mouth. Tape only intended for keeping the victim's eye closed during breathing treatments. Under Florida Statute 825.102, willfully torturing a disabled adult constitutes aggravated abuse. The mother describes footage showing the caregiver placing hands over the victim's nose and mouth. The victim could only resist by trying to turn her head away. Her survival through the night came from continuing to resist and continuing to breathe despite these obstructions. A disturbing pattern emerged. The caregiver would abuse the victim, pause, then return with renewed aggression, clean the injuries, then create new ones. The voice changed from professional to hostile, with cursing directed at someone who could not respond. This suggests sustained, deliberate conduct, calculated rather than impulsive. The mother reflects on her daughter's experience. She could not slap back, run, or call for help. All she could do was resist, turn her head, stiffen her body, try to survive until morning. The victim's face showed visible injuries. A medical examination revealed a laceration to the eye. Critically, the caregiver knew cameras were recording. Documentation with Aviana Healthcare acknowledged the camera presence. This establishes the footage was obtained legally and indicates the caregiver committed these acts, knowing she was being recorded, suggesting complete disregard for consequences.
One used to work for the school system and retired. You know, that I got good ones.
Yeah.
And never, even you trust and you can be betrayed.
Yeah.
We trusted, but the demeanor of this young woman was like
Completely unacceptable.
completely unacceptable, because on the 26th, when we checked back from this, it was starting a demeanor change.
Yeah.
Some changes in her behavior that I noticed.
In your daughter's favor or the healthcare workers?
In the healthcare workers,
Okay.
but a previous week.
Mm-hmm.
And the demeanor was like a little rough and
Yeah.
bushy like, but nothing like this. Nothing like making bleed, trying to smother, none of that. I don't know where that came from.
Did you guys end up having a conversation with her?
No, because when we start looking at this, she was gone. My husband
okay.
had the gut feeling, we need to talk to her. I said, and I even verbalized, I'm like, next Friday, I will look, next Friday I will talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought about go to the videos.
Yeah.
And when, let's say Sunday night, Saturday, we're trying to recuperate. I don't have an idea what she went through.
Yeah.
I'm home with her,
Mm-hmm.
and she seemed okay. We gave her all she needed, suction, all she needed.
Yeah.
And she was pretty comfortable, but I noticed she was sleeping, because she didn't sleep that whole night. When you see
Yeah.
9 into the morning, she kept going. At some point, she threw pillows at the walls. She threw the tape that I don't know why. I feel bad now, because the doctor at the Moores told me she has a laceration in her eye. It's because sleeping, these kids tend to open in the how do you call it, the breathing treatments, and they dry the eye, and that creates a laceration that would trigger I don't know, some kind of infection. So we have different drops and an ointment for the eye. So all that, the taping that you see in the video was allowed, not that long, but just to keep her here, but not to rip off and put back. And then at some point she's putting it here, putting it here. And we never said nothing like that. It's not ordered.
How does your daughter breathe? Does she have?
She doesn't have a trach.
Oh, she doesn't.
Thank God.
Okay.
No, thank God she doesn't. That will be more work because you have to be constantly watching for that.
Yeah.
But no, my daughter's breathe on her own. She needs oxygen once in a while when it goes down below 92. She was all night that night when for what I can see 96. That was not for her to get so aggravated or so upset with her. And then she would tell her, what are you doing? Make her bleed, clean her up, and then boom, back again. Shh. What are you doing? And then cousin.
You said make her bleed.
Because she would go like this, and all this got like solid and like when you get beat up, and then with the more friction, the more my daughter got worse. I'm glad that my daughter kept breathing, that my daughter didn't pass out. But at some point, she covered her, and then she would like with the railing. And that's cruel torture with the tape. The tape was not for that.
And she taped it to her mouth?
To the cheeks, and you see that on the video. And then the mouth, and then and at some point you can hear her saying like, what do you call it? Stop breathing or like not stop breathing. I'm trying to remember what it says, but you see it on the video that she's kind of talking to her. Like, don't breathe, don't move, or don't breathe.
So she breathes through her mouth and nose. She breathes on her own. There's moments in these videos where Nia has a rag.
That's the rag that she tried to.
And she's trying to suffocate her in that moment. So her hands are over her nose and mouth. Okay, and that's, you're saying that at that moment she's trying to suffocate her.
I say so because it was the intent. I see it there, and besides the intent, it was not enough. She would do the attempt, and besides the attempt, she would go back cleaning and back at it. Like it was not enough for her. Her behavior was like looking for something else to do, looking for something else how to hurt her, looking through the room with what else.
Would for any reason of her process to maybe try and maybe clean her from that with a rag like that? Because I know in the video it doesn't look like that's her intention.
She cleaned her along the video. She's cleaning. That's what I'm saying. Even though she was doing her job, within her job, the moments of she went off completely from nurse to something else. From nurse to attacker. That's how I perceived it. The demeanor, the way of talking was different. So the anger amount that built up from this to this, and here was the critical part, that my daughter had to resist. My daughter, she was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She doesn't talk. What are you expecting for her to slap you back?
She
doesn't
can't defend herself.
move.
She's incapable of doing that.
She doesn't move.
Wow.
I mean, what was the intention? Then come on the next Friday and kill her. What was it? Do this, go home, and then come, me not noticing. I cannot imagine me not looking to the videos. If we would have done this, what would it be?
As a parent, you knew. You and your husband knew something was not right. You guys did the
He
right
had,
thing.
and he told me 3 times we have to talk to her. I said next Friday I'll talk to her because I'm not seeing this yet.
Yeah.
When I saw this I got nauseous. They had to take care of me because I said, this is too much.
No, it is. It's absolutely.
The nurses were screaming in the morning because when they saw that I know there's one that feels guilty, I signed my baby to her because they're so attached and they love her so much and they know she cannot do anything.
Yeah.
I'm
Since
sorry that
no, you're okay.
I'm trying to get my composure.
That's okay.
But it's hard when it's your child.
Since this has happened, has she received any kind of medical care that?
She's going for appointments that I set up tomorrow. She got neurology.
Okay.
She's got a sonogram, something like that.
Okay.
A checkup, and then we go to the eye doctor to check that she's okay.
Alright.
And what is the other one? Respiratory is not there yet because they didn't have a space. But I'm gonna try to talk to see if they can squeeze me in through the situation to see if at least you can shake her, listen to her, see, or send for a scan or something for the breathing area.
Said she's. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You said she's on a respirator where it shows her respiration.
Respirations and everything.
Do you have that like on an app or something, so where you could see her respiration?
No.
Okay.
They have it internally, the company that provides that item to us. But at the same time, she would check. The nurses have it tracked. The agency has track of it.
Okay. Perfect.
So, do you have anything else that you want to
No,
add?
that I see here, because when I did it at home, I did it in a paper like that, it was all scrubbed.
Gotcha.
But when we organize it video by video, looking at the video, tape to the mouth, rag to the mouth, tape to the mouth. It was more than one time. That's not a mistake of
Does
one
she
time.
snore or mouth breathe loudly or anything that would be like
That's what the BiPAP is for, to assist. When she's on the BiPAP, that helps her.
right?
And her apnea is not as bad like some grown men or
Yeah.
women that snore loud. No,
Yeah.
Right.
she doesn't bother with nothing. She cannot talk. She barely was able to moan in there
Right.
because
Okay.
she doesn't express anything.
Right. I'm asking specifically so that I can, when I write this up, I can show that like she isn't audible through her mouth. So the reasoning of taping her mouth is uncalled for.
Nobody ever. No, it was not talked about, mentioned, directed, ordered.
Do you have a list of her like of the
The duties.
the duties? I know we
Vienna
listed
has
them,
that.
but
The duties is through the agency.
Gotcha.
Because when they're trained and they train her, she goes with another one that's older, like been with us 5 years or something. And that one will tell her, you do this, you do this, you do this. And she's very thorough
Yeah.
with
Right.
what they have to do.
Right.
Still, at the beginning, any mistake, and I'm gonna be honest with any mistake this new girl did, I went to her and said, thank you, sir. I went to her and said, hey, we're supposed to, the filter for the BiPAP is not going in the water, because she had her all night by mistake in the water, and that happens. I said, she's new. Oh, she said, Miss Edith, remind me, am I doing it right?
Yeah.
She was eager for corrections like those, simple things. And I said, no, go here, because if not, she's not getting anything. She's getting steam for all night. That, we understand those type of things, but
not what we saw.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, I am Detective Turner. I've been working on this report all day, so I've been trying to gather as much information as I can. One of my counterparts is going to be here in a few minutes, and they'll come in and sit with me and just kind of like go through the interview process with me. Okay? All right. I can't control like the temperature in here.
It's fine. I'm shaking because of my nerves, not
All
because
right.
I'm.
But I don't want you to be nervous. We're just gonna have a conversation, okay? Usually I have more stuff here, but I didn't have it. I changed the print it out. So, do you have your ID on
Yes,
you?
sir, I do.
Okay. Okay. Um, uh, I'm just gonna go over some preliminary information, just trying to do my fact gathering. Okay, it's my first conversation that I've had with you. All right. You ever been read your perjury warning?
No, sir.
Okay. Have you ever been read your Miranda warning?
No, sir.
Okay. So, this is your perjury warning. Well, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you before and during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you at county expense before any question, if you wish. If you give over your right to remain silent and later wish to stop answering questions, no further questions will be asked. This is your perjury warning. I'm a sworn law enforcement officer in the state of Florida. As such, I am empowered to place persons under oath for the taking of official statements and records. The knowing and willful giving of any false statement under oath is a crime against the state of Florida. At this time, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm that the statement you are about to give to be the truth and nothing but the truth, to the best of your knowledge, so help you God?
Yes.
All right.
The mother identified warning signs in retrospect. Around April 26th, she noticed rougher handling in a more abrupt manner. But nothing like the May 2nd footage. Nothing involving bleeding or attempts to smother. Warning signs in vulnerable adult care can escalate rapidly. The scene shifts to Detective Turner's interview with the suspect, Nia. He administers the Miranda warning and Florida perjury warning. The suspect is sworn in and identifies herself as a licensed practical nurse with over 4 years of experience. A trained professional, not a novice. When asked directly about May 2nd, the suspect immediately invokes her rights. I would like to revoke my rights and say I will not speak without an attorney present. Detective Turner appropriately ceases questioning. The invocation's timing, immediately upon reference to that date, is notable. The suspect is informed of the charge, aggravated abuse of a disabled adult under Florida Statute 825.102, a first-degree felony carrying up to 30 years in state prison. Prosecutors found sufficient evidence of willful torture or malicious punishment. Florida's statute establishes a 3-tier system. Simple abuse is a third-degree felony, up to 5 years. Aggravated abuse elevates to first degree when involving willful torture, malicious punishment, or great bodily harm. The alleged repeated strikes, attempted suffocation, and airway restriction clearly establish willful torture elements. Licensed practical nurses owe patients a heightened duty of care. A nonverbal paraplegic patient with severe visual impairment represents the highest duty scenario, someone who cannot advocate for herself, report mistreatment, or physically defend against abuse. The prosecution's case rests on key evidence: hours of surveillance footage showing repeated abuse and attempted suffocation, visible injuries documented through medical examination, a sustained pattern over an entire night shift, and the caregiver's awareness of cameras undermining any claim of misunderstanding.
So, after understanding your situation, I want to try and keep this as like low impact as possible, right? I don't want you to become upset. I know it's an emotional thing that you're dealing with. You've never been in an interview room before or anything like that. So I want to try and keep this just a normal conversation as you would be talking to like a friend or a coworker or a supervisor, okay? So, Nia, where do you work?
I have 2 employments.
Okay.
Team Select.
Team Select.
Home health care. And Aviana Home Health Care.
Aviana.
ABEANNA. Home health care.
And what do you do for Team Select?
For both companies, I'm a licensed practical nurse.
So LPN?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is your what is your main job? What is your main job function for Team Select?
Like, what do you mean? Like, I just,
Like, what do you do?
I go to patients' home and I give them care.
Okay, so you go to patient's home. Okay. And
It's
that's
the
for
same.
both?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How long have you been doing this?
I've been at Team Select for about 4 years, and I was at Aviana for a little over 2, and a little over 4.
Okay. You went to school for the LPN?
Yes, sir. I went to Osceola Technical College.
And they gave you a degree, certificate?
Yeah, I got a certificate, and I completed all my hours, so then I went on to take my board exam.
Okay. Are you in school?
No, sir.
So on May 2nd, who are you working for on May 2nd?
Aviana Health.
Okay. Was there an incident that happened on May 2nd?
At this time, I would like to revoke or adjust my rights and say that I will not like to speak without an attorney present.
Okay. All right. This will be your driver's license. Okay. Just give me a few minutes and I'll get right with you. All right, man. So you're gonna be placed under arrest, okay?
Yes, sir. You want me to implant my phone?
We'll do that in a second. Okay, come on. Try and keep it just like that, okay? This way it
Yes, sir. Sorry.
doesn't slip on, okay? You're being charged with aggravated disabled persons abuse, disabled adult abuse, okay?
The caregiver Nia receives a grade of F. The alleged conduct represents complete failure of every professional and human obligation, striking a defenseless patient repeatedly, attempting suffocation, misusing medical equipment, all while knowing cameras recorded. This is sustained, deliberate cruelty against someone who could only survive by continuing to resist and breathe. No circumstance could mitigate such conduct. The victim receives a grade of A. Though she could not speak, see clearly, move her limbs, or call for help, she survived. Her resistance throughout the night, trying to turn away, trying to breathe, refusing to succumb, made it possible for the abuse to be discovered and justice pursued. The parents receive a grade of A. The father trusted his instinct. They reviewed the footage, contacted law enforcement, and cooperated fully. Their advocacy for a daughter who cannot advocate for herself represents exactly what vulnerable individuals need: vigilant family members who pursue accountability. Let us know if there is a legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and check out our second channel, 48H Solves Cases, for more content.